Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday, and normally I don't try to make a video on Saturdays, but I made an exception. As you guys know, that I haven't really been uploading a whole lot, so I've actually had roughly about 3 to 4 videos already pre-recorded initially on a couple of topics I wanted to talk about, and y'all know I usually don't just upload every day. Though I would love that. Like I said before in a couple of other videos, I have a full-time job, and I tackle my YouTube video, when I feel like it. I don't feel like YouTube is my primary source of income. If anything, it may be a supplemental way to make income. So, I enjoy making videos when I have something to say, so to speak. So, and today I just wanted to just talk about the differences between playstyle, future Call of Duty, what to look forward to in Modern Warfare 4, and also SBMM. So, as you guys know, this is Modern Warfare 3, one of my favorite Call of Duties I've spent a lot of time in. And again, I keep coming back to it. Same with Modern Warfare 2. Something about its design, something about the way that it plays, its aesthetic, its map design, I just enjoy. It's non-negotiable. I enjoy it. It doesn't matter if there's ridiculous skins. It doesn't matter if there's SBMM. It doesn't make a difference to me. And as you guys know, that there's SBMM in the game, and I play a lot. I'm not the best player. I have like a 1.6 KD. Like I'm a slightly above average, but not the best or the sweatiest. I just play to have fun. And for me, I think that's the kind of the core of what I would want to get across. I've noticed that, there's a lot of content creators out there who don't really play a whole lot. They don't play Call of Duty to have fun. And I think that's long since forgotten for a lot of people. And I think it's okay. It's okay to do bad in Call of Duty. It's okay to do bad in any game, really. And so long as you're having fun, like, that's kind of the whole point, you know? And the funny thing is, despite me not really liking a whole lot of Treyarch titles, I still had fun. I don't like World at War. I still had fun for its time. I didn't like Modern Warfare 2, the OG. I still had fun, though. I still found ways to have fun. And I think it's because I don't play Call of Duty. I don't play games for monetary gain. So I don't really lose that part of myself where I feel like I have to do good. I have to make this. I have to do this, to make good content. And part of it too is, I can subvert the expectation, whereas people hated, right? The community specifically hated SBMM. But I just want to pose this question right here. What if, this is a big what if, what if we were never really told about SBMM or EOMM? Would you still be playing Call of Duty? Would you still be playing Black Ops 6? Would you play Black Ops 6 even more if you never really knew about SBMM or skill-based damage, or if Blame Truth never really influenced a whole masses, right? A whole cult of haters of Call of Duty. Like, think about that. If you never really knew about the manipulation in the back end, right, of the patents and stuff like that, would you still play Call of Duty as you do now? And maybe your only gripe would have been maybe the aesthetic appeal of the operator skins, where they're cel shaded and they're a little bit out of theme. Would you still play Call of Duty? For me, yeah, I think if anything, I'm not saying that maybe being deceived is the best way to go, but what I'm saying is I think is if people really were mature about what was going on, and we didn't essentially indirectly kind of boycott Call of Duty or anything like that, but more so, if we weren't as harsh, would we still see the changes that we're seeing now with Call of Duty? I'd like to think that we would, and the only reason why I say that is because I don't think SBMM specifically was the issue. It only became the issue once we were aware of it, and I think actually Why So Serious originally for it, but it was actually because of Why So Serious that Exclusive Ace, so much to the point, criticized him. It's so much to the point Ghost of 8 criticized him. It's so much to the point where Prestigious Key also did a video regarding SBMM. And eventually now, the same people who were shilling out for Call of Duty and defending SBMM at the time are now the same people who are now saying, oh, now it's an issue. When anyone with a good head on their shoulders already knew it was. Anyone with a good head on their shoulders knew this wasn't good for the end result, right? For Call of Duty. Like back in 2016, 2017, they already pondered the idea of having multiplayer bots in multiplayer matches for Infinite Warfare back in 2016. But it was never implemented, so we thought. But then, lo and behold, we have AI bots in Warzone when Al Mazrah came out, funny enough. Now we can't really distinguish whether or not a player is a bot or a real player, right? There's been proof where even there's algorithms where like your profile is still active and potentially still playing matches when you're really not. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of little things that have happened over the years with Call of Duty that I've noticed that where people just kind of ignore, you know? Like how we have less control when we play, Call of Duty matches, like specifically for Black Ops 6. If you go back and look at Black Ops 4, we actually had more player accessibility than we did in Black Ops 6. And eventually now we have more slightly. Like there was a time where we could not change our online or offline status in the social menu when we're in a multiplayer match. Now it begs the question, why is that even an option now? I don't know the reason why, but I always thought it was kind of weird. Like, why does it matter if we have our profile online or offline? Like, who is this for? What is it for? You know what I mean? So we can already change our online status on PlayStation and Xbox. So why do we need to change it in game now? Who goes out of their way to be that social and use all the social functions and in Call of Duty games? Like when we actually in Modern Warfare 2 had the option to vote to stay, but even though the lobby still disbanded, we got matchmade with the same people. You know what I mean? But that went away too multiple times. When we had options to change and customize our kill streaks, we're seeing that now in the Black Ops 7 beta, where we have overclocking or whatever it's called. That's no different than modifying our actual loadout or even our actual kill streaks that we saw in Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So it's interesting to see. And the funny thing is, how like the final, second to last final kill streak is the Rhino? That's actually no different than what we saw in Infinite Warfare. So there's a lot of liberties that are being taken that I appreciate, but it's not really Treyarch's design. I do appreciate the aesthetic of the 3-lane maps that we have in Black Ops 7. However, it's not Treyarch who designed the maps. The philosophy actually screams Sledgehammer, big time. And the funny thing is that I kind of miss certain aspects too from Call of Duty Vanguard. You know how like if there was like evolution when there was a lot of damage and debris going on, it was something that they kind of promoted and stuff like that. It wasn't the movement. Like we can't really strafe left and right when we're mounting. That kind of went away. The only time we saw that was actually in Call of Duty Vanguard. We don't see that anymore. So it's like little things that we had that we don't, maybe we took for granted or we don't have anymore. And it's something that I kind of wish that we did. There's a lot of things I kind of wish that Call of Duty does, and I think we're slowly getting to that point. And I will forever just like Modern Warfare 3. But I will say that I hope, at least moving forward for the Call of Duty franchise, that Black Ops 7 is the final Black Ops title we get for at least 10 years. 10 to 20 years is the last Black Ops title we'll get. Reason why is because I kind of want to advocate for more creative and sub titles for the Call of Duty franchise, for them to kind of do a little bit more. Maybe for them to make a standalone DMZ Call of Duty, And I really hope that Modern Warfare 4, of course, is the last Modern Warfare Call of Duty we get in the next 10 to 20 years. And again, I say this because I really would like, and I would appreciate an Advanced Warfare 2. I would really appreciate a Call of Duty Ghost 2. Or maybe a standalone Call of Duty title that focuses on Simon Riley Ghost. I really think that Call of Duty needs to go all in on being a little bit more, taking more liberties to be creative. And I think a lot of people would appreciate that because this gives room for Activision, Microsoft to kind of focus on their other IPs that they own. They do own other IPs, ladies and gents, and it's kind of weird how they only focus on a few. And I know it's the few that makes the money, but I think we're at a point now where if we're not careful, the industry is going to implode and they need to make better games or maybe invest into other games that we long since forgot. Like GoldenEye Reloaded. That's made by Treyarch, guys. And Raven Software and stuff like that. So, but either way, here's to wishing and cheers to better days and future endeavors. And I did pretty good for SBMM, right? Either way, remember always, this is Yaygen Mills. Peace be with you, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao, guys.